It's Lynn with Vaping with Lynn and Earl. Earl is currently in Arizona. He got a job at an Intel plant, I believe it is. And what he's doing right now is he's monitoring emissions from ductwork. So that leaves me here. We do keep in contact. He and I are good friends, and so you know, long story short, he had to make a move in his life. He moved to Arizona, found the job, and is doing well at this time. All right, today I noticed on clouds of vapor. I was searching on the internet looking for some new material to vape with, and what I found is they have a triple coil, 2-ohm triple coil cartomiser. So I said, hey, you know, dual coils are great, and I do enjoy high volt vaping, so I picked up a pack of those from Clouds of Vapor. I think I spent $20 for 5 of them. That includes shipping. And I have it here, and I have a lava tank from volcanoecigs.com on an indulgence. It's a modded mod. The switch actually went bad, and you know, after I did some research of my own and with my own meter and things, I found out that the button, the center pin where the 510 connector is, had made contact with the body and it shorted it out. And what had happened is that it got very, very hot and it just simply wouldn't work. So I took it apart and looked at it, and I did some modifications on my own. I took the 2 wires that are in there. One wire is to the top pin of the battery, and it goes to the switch. And from the switch, it has another wire that goes to another center pin that connects to the 510 cartomiser. So I put my own switch on there. If you can see that, that's a button that I picked up at a local electronics store, and it works really well. It's a good idea when you get a button or a switch, which is this is a off, on, normally off, press on, to get one that handles at least 3 amps, because when you're doing high voltage vaping, anything from say 6 volts to 7.4 volts, you'll find that it has a lot of current that it draws through that switch. So you need a minimum of 3 amps. I would recommend 3 amps. I have another one here. It's another indulgence as well that I've modded, and this is a switch that I put on here also. It's a different style button, but it works very effectively. And that's a dual coil 4XL cartomiser that I got from Vaping Zone, and it works well. I only use 6 volts on that one because anything higher it tastes burnt. All right, back to the product that I'm reviewing today. When I got this in the mail, I immediately opened it, and as you can see, I put a lava tank on it, and I did some modifications. I made my own ring here so that the tank doesn't slide down, and I made that from an old Ego tank. I just cut the tank off and cut it to size and ground it down, just you know, as a you know, for aesthetic purposes only. And also, as you can see inside that hole there, I think you can see that there's a hole that I punched in the carto myself. I tried drilling one, and that doesn't work. If you try drilling one, once you pass through the metallic or the metal, you're going to grab the filler material inside there, and it twists it, and it can cause damage. And I've done that to one, so I found that's not a very effective way to punch carto. So at work, I have a tool that's about that long, and you put different size tubing in there, and you bend it, and that's what it's designed for. You bend it. Oh, actually, it's a flaring tool. It has somewhere like 6 to 8 little holes ranging in size, so that you can put a tube in there and you can flare the end of it. So what I did is I found the correct size for the carto, and I drilled a hole through the top. Then I took a a tap, and I tapped it out. I took a 10 millimeter, which is actually a 6 by 1.0 thread, and I drilled the hole for that size, tapped it out, sharpened the bolt, and used it, and I screw it in there, and when I screw it in, it punches the hole, and I screw it back out, and it's a perfectly clean and round hole. And the flaring tool device actually holds it steady and keeps the shape when you punch it. It was free. I can still use the tool right now to do tubing with. And so that's what I've done here. And I am vaping some excuse me, where did I get this from? I got it from Tasty Vapor. This is their menthol tobacco, and it's very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a sample of it, of how it works. Just remember, it's the triple coils, and I'm vaping at 6.4 volts with the indulgence with a modded mod. So here we go. Check this out. Well, as you can see, it works very well. What I've noticed with the triple coils, the advantage is you can vaporize at high voltage, and it'll maintain the same flavor and the throat hit without giving you the airy, burnt kind of flavor that you would normally find trying to vape at high voltage with a low ohm or low resistance dual coil. And since this is about a 2 ohm with 3 coils in there, you really need high voltage to as a matter of fact, I think on their website they say that you should use high voltage, and I found that 6 volt works, 6.4 volts work really well, but if you get up to where you're at 7.4, it begins to get burnt tasting and all that. And so I highly recommend this, and that's on cloudsofvapor.com. They got a lot of nice products there, a lot of they got, I think, atomizers, cartomizers, liquids. They've also got mods and whatnot. But for my money, I'm holding in my hand, probably with the batteries and the switch and the tank and the cartomizer and the drip tip, which came with the lava tube, by the way, from Volcano e-cigs. That in and of itself, just that device right there with a low resistance dual coil in it, was $40 shipped. That includes shipping, and they call it a lava tank. It works really well with the low resistance dual coil, but of course not on high voltage because it just burns it. But this doesn't burn it. It maintains its flavor, a really good throat hit, and an exceptional amount of vapor production. And I personally prefer VG, or vegetable glycerin, which you can pick up at Walmart if it's glycerin, and mix your own liquids. But anyway, long story short, I'm going to give you one more vape on this before I close, and I recommend you guys go to Clouds Vapor and purchase their triple coil high voltage cartomizer. And I'll take you out with this vape right here. One more. Let me do one more. Lovely. All right, and as always, keep on vaping.